Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here. We have newly signed goaltender Philipp Grubauer here. I want to welcome him to Seattle, and then we'll get started with some questions shortly here. Just a quick reminder, if you're not actively asking a question, we just ask that you mute your mic so we can keep the line free. And then please utilize the hand raise function if you would like to ask a question. And with that, let's go ahead and get things started with Ryan Clark.
Hey, Philip, welcome to Seattle. Nice talking to you for the first time ever. In all seriousness, what for you made you say that you wanted to come to Seattle, given that you had had such success in Colorado? And not only that, but by comparison, Seattle's a bit more of an unknown compared to the Avs, where you guys were just a few steps away from being where you wanted to be.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we tried to work something out in Colorado, but because of the cap space, it wasn't possible. And once the window opened, Seattle called, and it was a no-brainer for me to join a club that's brand new. To be part of something and make history like Vegas did. To be like the first, or the guys who they signed are going to play the first game. So incredible club. Really pumped to join them. And for me, that was Seattle. It was.
Jeff Baker.
Hi, Philip. Welcome to Seattle. You played a percentage of your team's games last year because of injury, and you put up remarkably good stats. I'm wondering, you're going to be paired in a tandem with Chris Driedger here. How you think that might help your game, and where do you think your game went last year, playing such a high percentage of games for really the first time?
Yeah, obviously, I think last year it was nice to play every other day. You didn't have like three days in between games. I think that helped a lot of guys out too. Obviously, it was a more intense season than any other season, but you were in the flow. You were constantly like playing. So I've been saying it for years, you always need two goalies. The way we won in Washington, I played 40 games, 45 games. Holtz played half the season, and then in the playoffs, he was fresh, right? So it's always good to have a good tandem. I don't think one guy can play 70 games and then be fresh for the playoffs. So you always need two. And even if you play all week and then there's one back-to-back and you lose that back-to-back, those are huge points. So it's important to have two good guys, and really happy to be joining the net with him.
Tom Galidi.
Hi, Philip. Just you mentioned Vegas before. You're going to be one of the big names on a new team. Do you feel like you can help maybe sell the team there and maybe do some of the things that's similar that Marc-Andre Fleury did in Vegas at that first year?
Yeah, exactly. The way he came in and the way of what they did in the last 4 years, it's been incredible. So that's the goal, right? To be that guy, to go to the playoffs and win the cup. And they've been to the final the first year. Obviously, there's a lot to do. Everybody's coming into a new city. The team has never existed. There's lots and lots of work to do, but it's going to be an exciting journey. I'm really, really honored to be part of that journey.
Tim Booth.
Hi, Philip. Welcome to Seattle. The Kraken seems kind of surprised that you made it to free agency and were available in the first place. Are you surprised that you got to free agency and that you're not back in Colorado and that this opportunity presented itself?
Yeah, a little bit surprised for sure. I think we tried till the last minute to work something out. Didn't work out, and then I went to free agency. So never experienced that craziness. Everybody's calling once the window opens up. So it was a little wild hour, and definitely a crazy experience.
Andy Ide.
Hey, Philip, welcome to Seattle. I'm wondering, you played behind such a great team last year in Colorado. Have you had a chance to look at the current Kraken roster, and what are your thoughts about the group they've assembled that you'll be playing behind?
No, for sure. Looked at the roster a little bit. A couple guys here and there. Obviously, Lonnie I played with. I think our decor is really good. Forwards too. But I'm sure with Schwartz, some experience in the forward section there. So it's gonna be really interesting what system coach puts in place, and we got to find our identity as a team too. Team looks great on paper, but obviously you got to play and create some chemistry. And I think it's a young team, so really looking forward.
Darren Brown.
Hey, Philip. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm wondering if you can just talk a little bit about your playing style and some of your strengths, and then what makes you successful in the NHL, and then what are some things you're going to be working on here this offseason?
Yeah, my playing style. I don't think I'm the flashy goaltender who makes or tries to make like the big save. My philosophy is like I want to always be in the right position in every situation or what's created around me. Obviously, a typical butterfly style goalie, not the old school stand-up goalie anymore. So, but yeah, I've been successful. You got to learn over the years. You got to make mistakes in order to improve as a player and learn and get better. And I've done that over the last couple of years, and it's put me into a place where I established my foundation. But the foundation always can get improved and worked on. So obviously a new team, it's going to be a new style of what we play. So I gotta see what we play and then adjust according to that.
Ryan Clark.
Two-parter. The first, Philip, I mean, you've been in dressing rooms before where you know the advantages of having people who won Stanley Cups. You have a few of them here. How do you think that's going to help you guys in those early stages in the sense of gaining an identity and figuring out what you want to be? And then the second question, to a lesser degree, is how's Leo these days?
Leo's doing well. He's back in Denver right now. I think he's really excited to move to the coast there and get some water in him. But no, it's obviously huge if you have a couple guys who've gone all the way and experienced it and been there and played. And we're not like in this to like ease our way into this. Oh, we're a new team, new organization. No, we want to win. We want to make the playoffs, and we want to win the Stanley Cup. And it starts game one. You can't waste any time in 82 game season and taking your time in the first like 10 or 15 games. Obviously, it's gonna need a little bit of time to adjust and find chemistry, but every point matters, and that's something I learned over the years, that you can't just turn it on when you actually need to. You have to play a certain way in order to be successful in the playoffs too.
Tom Glady.
Philip, you said that first hour of free agency was kind of crazy. Did you talk to, I don't know if you're going to get specific, how many teams did you talk to, and what kind of put Seattle over the top when you said it was a no-brainer, but what was it?
That's a question for my agent, right? A couple of teams called though, but Seattle, obviously incredible management, and the way they pick too. I think it's incredible to be part of something new and make history in terms of like playing the first ever game and being part of that group and doing the same thing Vegas did. So that's the goal too. But yeah, obviously there's a lot of factors too. City, quality of life, right? So there's a lot of factors, not just the team too.
Darren Brown.
And Philip, on that topic, I saw some reports that you had had some contact with the Kraken during their 48-hour negotiating window before the expansion draft. Is there validity to that? And I'm wondering what those conversations were like beforehand.
No, there were no conversations before they called. I think the window opened at 6 my time. What is that, 12? What was the deadline, 12?
Yeah,
so, they called after like the deadline. So like after the window opened, we didn't talk to any team before because it's illegal, right? So
I meant because the Kraken were able to talk to people, to UFAs before the expansion draft, and we had seen somebody said that they had reached out to you during that time, but I wasn't sure if that was accurate or not.
They called after the window opened up, so
got it. Thanks.
I don't know.
In Booth.
Philip, you ever been to Seattle?
I have not, no. But I heard amazing things about it. And Oli Kolzik actually texted me and said, like, he's a couple hours away. You're going to love it. And, yeah, really looking forward to it.
Anything else here? All right. Well, thanks, Philip. Appreciate that. Welcome to Seattle.
Thank you.
Everyone, we're going to have Colin Blackwell's going to join on.